Enchanté, welcome to our channel. Hope you guys are keeping well, and I want to apologize for my voice in advance because I'm coming down with something. Shavini, hi.
Enchanté from my end as well. I hope you guys enjoyed our previous video and I hope you'll enjoy this video as well. This time we're going to be talking about a different topic. So it's we're going to be talking about basically depression. So both of us are just going to talk about the topic in general and the experiences that we faced and how we found a way to overcome depression and be fine with whatever's happening and not get not let it not get worried about it so much and just try to live life like more relaxed and less
So we're
tense.
going to share like coping mechanisms that have worked for us and the kind of
Yeah.
the way we overcame our struggles. So we're hoping that if someone's struggling out there, this video might help them. So this is going to be a little
Yes.
bit of a different kind of video than our other content because it's going to go into a bit of a personal territory. But hope you guys find this video nice. And thank you for your
And
support thus
hope you
far.
guys can relate.
Almost 200 subscribers. And we could see that you really liked our kitty video, Shavini's cats video, because it brought around 700 views. We're really, really thrilled about it. So we will be posting more of animal videos. My dog is not with me anymore, but the next video that you can watch out for is a video of him. I'm sure you guys will like it.
Yeah,
So
we'll
stay
be
tuned.
posting it next week.
Yeah, it's gonna be out coming Wednesday. Okay, so mental health struggles. To start off with, I can tell you guys I go through depression and anxiety at times. Shavini, have you experienced either of these?
Definitely experienced anxiety.
Mhm.
But I don't know if I have actually experienced depression yet. Maybe I have, but I just could. It wasn't that serious for me to realize that I was in depression. But yeah, definitely faced anxiety. I think everyone has anxiety at one point or another.
I know, I think it's a
Yeah,
generational
people
thing.
get
For me,
anxious about like the results of a job interview, of like exam results. There's so many things that can make you anxious, but the level of anxiety, I think, is what makes the difference between someone needs to get therapy and someone who can just get past the anxiety. Sorry.
I think we said the same thing at the same time. It makes the difference
Uh,
between someone having generalized anxiety disorder and someone who's feeling very anxious, but everybody feels it on some level, just like
yeah,
depression.
true.
So, but anxiety, I think it's become a generational thing for us, like I can't feel calm without having Wi-Fi around me. Like, have you ever experienced that? If I don't have Wi-Fi for too long, it's like my mind lacks the, I don't know, stimulation and I feel a bit restless. I'm like, oh my God, this doesn't feel right. Like, at least I need to be listening to music or doing something because I'm always on my phone,
Um,
my
for
laptop.
me, for me, that kind of thing doesn't give me anxiety because back in Kenya, we used to have power cuts for like 5 hours a day. So I can kind
Mm,
of deal with the fact that if I don't have Wi-Fi or electricity, I've kind of gotten used to it. But for me, anxiety comes from like, having a job interview and then if I badly wanted to pass the round and go to the next like round two and then I'm just waiting for my results, then that makes me anxious. Or obviously exam results in university was making me really anxious. And
mm,
those are the things I would kind of get hyper about. But obviously once the results come out, either I'd be happy or I'd be like sad that, oh man, why couldn't it be the other way around? That's like the highest level of anxiety. Obviously, sometimes like when I get sick as well and they do like a blood test to see what's wrong, then obviously that makes you anxious as well. Yeah, because you're just hoping for the like best scenario possible out of a lot. Like you don't want the worst case scenario to happen to you. You want
yeah.
the kind of condition or whatever results you come to be like really like minor and so that the doctor will say there's nothing much wrong. It's just a normal flu or something. You don't need to worry.
Yeah, no, I understand that. But I think neither of us have social anxiety. Some people tend to feel anxious in social situations as well. I did not.
I would feel like nervous, especially if I know like especially if it's about like going to a networking event and stuff, and like meeting like big time people or like ones that know so much about the topics that they're going to be discussing or something, or if you was to go and meet like work colleagues or like more advanced in the field and everything, then I'd be nervous. I think that also that anxiety is a part of that as well. But otherwise, generally, I'm not that anxious in social situations. Rather, I'm like quiet and observant and just trying to see like, will I ever be able to have a conversation with this person, or how do I even talk to this person at all? Because I don't know where to start. That happens quite a few
It
times.
sometimes we won't know how to interact with a certain group because we may not have anything in common to talk about.
Yeah.
And it's gonna be like, okay, so what do I talk about with these people? So yeah, that is understandable. Um, yeah, so that is anxiety. With depression, for my anxiety, I don't think I have a like particular cause. The thing is, I've experienced a little bit of narcissism abuse at home, and I've experienced depression and insomnia. So when these things all happen together at the same time, I've been told that there's scope for a little bit of anxiety to spike as well. Because I mean spike as well, because your hormones kind of get disturbed by all this. So that's why I get anxious at times. And yeah, like I told you, if I don't have Wi-Fi for too long, something as simple as that, I might tend to feel anxious. And if I don't fall asleep at night, because I have had insomnia, so that gives me a little bit of health anxiety, similar to what you said, because I'm like, oh shit, what if I get insomnia again? Why am I not falling asleep yet? So and then
Oh,
because I
yeah,
get
that can happen.
obviously, so it becomes a stupid cycle. For me, for anxiety, what helps me is for both depression and anxiety, what helps me is therapy and medication. But other than that, too, um, I feel like I will show you this. I use a bunch of scented candles, and this is called a Palo Santo stick. Burning those kind of gives me some sort of therapeutic effect, like an aromatherapy. So for anxiety, I find it very calming sometimes. So that helps me a little. And for depression, I usually like writing a lot. So journaling helps me. I don't journal anymore, but when you're feeling a bit anxious and depressed, and even your feelings are kind of all over the place, sometimes it used to help me to write things down and then reflect upon it and be like, okay, so this is what is happening, and I can sort things through. So journaling and aromatherapy has helped me so far in coping well with depression and anxiety. And third thing that it helps me to talk to people.
Yeah, I mean, I think journaling helps a lot of people in the end, because there's some things you can't share with your friends either, because it can be too personal or you feel like they won't understand. So I guess like when you write down everything, it kind of gives you a sense of relief that
It gives you a
you
space
know that those things are out on a piece of paper or something, and you're not like bottling them up.
True. That is true. But that's where my therapist comes into play. Sometimes you wouldn't want to overburden your friends if it's something heavy like PTSD, for example. Yeah, it looks like I kind of have a lot of things on my back, doesn't it? Because I've gone through PTSD as well. So I've never ever spoken to my friends about it because I know it's very heavy. So I save stuff like that for therapy. So it does help to talk to a professional about things because they are much more equipped and they have a lot of knowledge about these things. And it helps to talk to them and get their insights. And sometimes just talking helps to them because you get some answers, even if they don't directly tell it to you. I guess you arrive at it yourself. And then after that, your mind isn't going to be worrying about, what's happening, why is this happening to me, like, why am I feeling this way? Or is there no solution? Those kind of thoughts and feelings gets addressed. So I think therapy is something everyone should try, even if you don't have anxiety or depression. If you do tend, I mean, we're all human. We tend to feel all these emotions anyway. So if you do tend to have situations in life that's going to make you feel this for a long period of time, it will help you to take some help from a therapist because it's going to make it much more manageable. At least that's what I feel from my personal experience.
I mean, yeah, I think naturally a lot of people these days need therapy.
Yeah, but
Because,
it's not a
like,
bad.
even,
Some people make it
yeah,
out
it's
to
not
be
a
a.
bad thing. It's just like sometimes some people can't afford it. So they just had to, like, or sometimes people
But
are scared to go to therapy.
the
So they're
field
like,
is
accept.
a process where it's also becoming a little bit more accessible to people. So I hope someday in the future it becomes very accessible even to the people who are struggling the most with poverty and stuff like that, because they'll need therapy a lot as well. So because financial stress is also a reason for many of these things like depression. So
Yeah. But some people also don't go for therapy because they're scared to accept that they need help, and they don't want to show like that they actually need someone's help and a professional's help
I
to
know, but
help them like
we
get
hope that
past the issue.
we can talk to them, we can let them know that it's okay, it happens to the best of us, and it's okay to seek out help, but the decision should come from them ultimately. And some people
Oh,
have
yeah,
inhibited
true.
because they're scared, but it's not a scary, it's actually not that scary. It's very helpful. And the third reason is because of the stigma, and because it's still there in some places. You know how people use you need therapy as an insult? I think that is so wrong because it's not something to be ashamed of. So
Yeah, true.
stuff like that, there's still some stigma around, and it does affect some people because they end up not reaching out for help. So that is that. Those are my ways of coping with things. What helps you? Does it help you to work out or go out for a walk sometimes?
I think to cope with my anxiety most of the time, yeah, go out with friends maybe, or like just get out of the house, or if I'm stuck at home because there's nothing to do outside or my friends are busy, then I would just like try to calm myself down and try to think positive that, this it's not gonna be something bad, it's gonna be okay, you'll like find a way to get past it. Or I just like divert my mind and start watching something, or if you like reading, which I don't, you can actually read something as well, like a book. But I mainly just watch something that would brighten the situation, or like brighten my mood, so that my mind gets diverted until I actually get the results. Then, like after that, then like whether it's exam results or interview results or I don't know, health test, then after that you can figure out what you're supposed to do next.
You know, I guess it'll also help to play with Kitty because it used to be very
Yeah.
therapeutic. Sage was around. I used to play with my dog a lot, and that was, I don't know, it just lightens your mood, doesn't it? Because they're such innocent little creatures, and they're so sweet and loving.
Yeah, and especially if like I think it's more helpful with dogs because I know a lot of cats they don't like to play, or like they don't like to be
But
petted
still, you
that
can
much.
kind of
They
feel
just want to
connection with
sleep.
them, even if they
Yeah, a
tend to be
little bit.
sometimes. It's kind of like it's that just that how they are. It's kind of like their personality.
But
It's
I think the
very.
animal that helps the most therapeutically, I think is dogs,
It is.
compared to
It is
any
though.
other
They have
pet.
therapy dogs, and I've always wanted to have dog therapy. I wanted to try dog therapy. I couldn't find it in India, but I think when I go to UK, I want to
Maybe you
try it.
can try in London.
Yeah, it's gonna be very lovely to like have a dog around and like
Yeah, so
stroke.
like that's why they say dogs are a dog is a man's best friend because they're very like kind-hearted, and they're very connected,
It's
and
just so soothing. I
they
think even petting the cat was very soothing, right? When I went to the cat cafe, that's what I found. When I could just like pet the cat, and then I felt relaxed. I'm like, why am I feeling relaxed? I think he's supposed to feel relaxed. But it was actually true on a little bit more of an
I think
evidential
dog
level
therapy
because
is
I was
there
wearing
because
my smartwatch that day. So I checked my heart rate. Then I went into the cafe. I pet the cats for some time. Then I check my heart rate again. It had actually dropped. Like it literally relaxes you to pet animals. It's kind of cool.
Yeah, because if especially like if you like animals, if you don't like animals, obviously I don't think so. Yeah,
Yeah,
but
those.
I was saying like dog therapy, I think exists because I feel dogs are equally emotional as human beings.
Mm,
I think they're the most emotional animal in the animal kingdom, so maybe that's why dog therapy and stuff exists.
yeah,
Yeah, but like any pet that will help you feel better, like you can just get a pet that you think would help you feel better, and then
even bunnies, like bunnies, guinea pigs, chinchillas,
yeah, yeah. As long as
birds.
it doesn't eat
I've seen all
you.
those videos of African grey parrots trying to talk like humans. It's hilarious. So,
Yeah, that's true. As long
even
as
little
like
fish
their
can be
pet
fun.
won't endanger you. Because obviously, like some people have pet like panthers and jaguars as pets, and
That's
I was like,
actually
okay, as
cool.
long,
I hate myself for saying that because they're endangered, but it's kind of cool. I've always because I love animals, I want to interact with them. In that angle, it's kind of cool for me. But yeah, obviously they should be in a proper reserve where they're taken care of and they have a lot of
and
space.
there are like channels on YouTube of this panther who lives with a family, and
Yeah, yeah.
she just walks
Yeah.
around as if she's
I want
like
to go
a
through that
normal
challenge.
cat.
But yeah, it's also not good. We should be in their natural environment, and that's how they'll be happy too.
Yeah, I mean, but it's very risky. Whereas if you have like a dog or a cat, it's less risky for you. Yeah.
True.
So, do you have any like more stories or experiences that you'd like to share
Stories.
about
Well,
how?
I just like to tell people out there going through depression or panic attacks for a long time, for example, for anxiety. I know it feels like it's just not going to end and that there is no solution. But believe me, there is always a solution. It only takes a matter of time sometimes for solutions to unfold. And sometimes the best you can do is just hold on and never let go. And I really believe we should all be doing that during this time because when I went through some hardships in life, it completely felt like there was no way out. There was no escape. I felt trapped. But that is only a feeling that's going to get accentuated while depressed. And if you have thoughts of giving up, I would advise to just hold on and never let go at those moments because sometimes all you can do is just that, and that's completely okay because things would change for the better sometime in life. Yes, because sometimes we have a lot of things to do to make things better. And sometimes in life, a lot of
Yeah.
things would be out of our control. So we just have to wait until things kind of start falling in place because it always will. And when it doesn't, you just have to hold on and wait and never lose hope because there's never a dead end. It may only seem like it because of depression, but there's always light at the end of the tunnel. Having said that, I think we're kind of
I
to
mean,
the
don't you
end.
feel the phrase like, when people say there's always a light at the end of the tunnel, but for some people, that light never comes, and it's just darkness throughout in the tunnel. So like,
And
there
I
are a lot
feel
of people who
when you're
think that
depressed, even
way,
even
and
if there is light, you won't be able to see it. But it's kind of like a roller coaster ride. Sometimes all you can do is just hold on. There's really nothing much to do. So we have to like sometimes conjure up all our strengths to just hold on and not let go. Because when you don't let go and when you cross that bridge, there's going to be a lot of lovely things that could happen. And you'll be missing out on that if you let go. So please don't. If anyone is struggling with this.
well, yeah. And if you feel like you maybe like if you feel like you probably have depression or you have anxiety and you feel different from the way you used to, then probably it's best to like go and consult a professional so that that person can tell you what exactly is going on. Because maybe it's could be something just like a little anxiety because of a situation that has happened, or you get a proper understanding of what your mental health is like if you go and see a professional instead of like Googling for answers.
And just
And
don't go
then,
down that Google wormhole, because you're gonna feel like you have everything that you're reading about. If you read about anxiety, if you read about OCD, you no matter what you read about, a lot of symptoms will be very things that you might do on a regular basis, because it's not very out of the ordinary, you know. So you're gonna think you're gonna have everything. Only a professional will have the qualification and the training and the experience to diagnose you for what you have. You should never ever self-diagnose. So, and also sometimes depends on how depressed and how anxious you are. You might need psychiatric intervention too. And sometimes you may not be aware. So it's always good to reach out to a professional so that they can tell you what will work best. For example, when I was going through extreme bouts of depression, it lasted for about a year, and it hit me with a lot of insomnia as well for that entire time. So what happens is your chemicals kind of get imbalanced if you just don't sleep. Your serotonin goes up and stuff like that, just messes with your physiological things. And so I had to take medication so that that comes back into balance. So, and my appetite, that is also connected with all your hormones and everything, right? So it went down drastically. So when you're depressed, you would feel that happening too. You'll feel that you can't eat. You just don't feel like eating now. But even if you do try to eat, you won't be able to eat because your appetite has gone down. So when things like that have happened for a continuous period of time and you feel stuck in that phase, that's the time you definitely need to reach out for psychiatric or therapeutic intervention. I think first step would be to reach out to a therapist, and if they think you need a psychiatric care, they will put you onto a psychiatrist as well. And neither of the options are fair. It's only going to get you out of that spot where it becomes tough to come out on your own, you know, because it's not just emotional, like people say. They just say, you know, are you just being lazy? Just do your things. I mean, you're depressed because you don't feel like doing anything. People just say you're lazy, but I know that you're not. And it's not just emotions, it's your physiology and everything that comes into play. So it becomes tough to come out of the spot on your own, and you don't have to struggle alone at all. So all you have to do is reach out, and I'm sure you'll be fine.
yeah, that's good advice for anyone that watches this video that has to deal with depression or anxiety that they're going through. So, Prati, do you have anything else to add besides this?
No, I think we have come to the end of the video. I think maybe we should have
Okay.
had it more like a live session where we could have answered questions, you know, rather than just share a little bit of our experiences, because
We
I'm kind of
can
confused as to
always
how much I could share and how much I don't want to share, because I don't know how much is going to help people, honestly. So, um,
so we
yeah,
can just do a live session in the future.
in the future, yeah. If you guys
Yeah.
would like to be with us on a live session, please let us know in the comments below. And
Yeah.
yeah, be kind to one another, take care of each other, take care of yourselves, be self-compassionate, please, and reach out if you need help. In the description below, we will try and find some helplines that you can reach out to in case you struggle.
Yeah.
Take care. Bye.
Bye.